Yeah man, what Jamaican me do? And welcome back to Cliffieland. This is weekend country number 83 on our second attempt of cooking the food of every single country in the world. And tonight we're up to the nation of Jamaica. Jamaica is an island nation located in the Caribbean. It is the third largest island in the Greater Antilles and the fourth largest nation in the entire Caribbean. Located to the south of Cuba and the Cayman Islands and to the west of Hispaniola, that's the island that has Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And it has a very interesting history and a cuisine that goes with it. It was originally populated by the Arawak and Taino people until Christopher Columbus arrived in the 1400s. The Spanish took it over, brought in African slaves, and then the British took it over and brought in more. Later on, they brought in indentured servants from India and China, and what this means for the cuisine is that it is a tremendous combination of different flavors from the different peoples that have come to call Jamaica home. It has a mixture of the Spanish, Irish, British, Indian, and Chinese flavors. There are curries and dumplings and different fruit and meat products that are just really delicious, and one of the things that's most famous for is jerk seasoning, which is a spicy mix which we're going to use in a chicken dish tonight. Now tonight we're doing 3 dishes from Jamaica. These are the same 3 dishes we did last time, and those are jerk chicken, coconut rice with red beans, and festivals, which is sort of like a fried dough product. But before we go any further, let's see how things went when we tried this before. Well, 4 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, I was really not enjoying the idea that I was going to have to grill because that always presents problems where I am here geographically. But somehow it managed to work out okay. It was actually very, very tasty. The rice I didn't really cook properly or quite as long, and I didn't season it right, so I'm going to hopefully fix that this time. And the festivals were okay, although I think I followed instruction incorrectly, so they weren't really right the texture they're supposed to be. But we're going to try to fix things this time. But at this point, we have to see what goes into those 3 dishes. First, for Jamaican jerk chicken, we'll need 3/4 of a cup of packed light brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup of ground allspice, 3/4 of a cup of minced scallions, 1/3 of a cup of ground black pepper, 1/4 cup of kosher salt, 1/4 cup of minced ginger, 1/4 cup of fresh lime juice, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg, half a teaspoon of ground cloves, 8 cloves of garlic minced, 3 Scotch bonnet or habanero chilies stemmed and minced, and 2 3 to 4 pound chickens, each quartered. And then for our coconut rice and red beans, we'll need 8 ounces of dried kidney beans soaked overnight and drained, kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 3 cloves of garlic thinly sliced, 2 scallions thinly sliced, 2 cups of unsweetened coconut milk, 1 green Scotch bonnet chili pierced with a paring knife, we have an orange one, and 2 cups of long grain white rice. And finally, for our Jamaican festivals, we'll need 1.5 cups of flour plus extra for dusting, 3 tablespoons of cornmeal plus extra for dusting, 1 cup of water, half a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This should be good. It's time to start cooking. The night before cooking, into a bowl, place brown sugar, allspice, scallions, pepper, salt, ginger, juice, soy sauce, thyme, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, garlic, and the chilies, and combine. Pour that over the chicken parts and rub into the chicken well. Cover and refrigerate for 6 hours or overnight. Build a medium-hot fire in a charcoal grill or heat a gas grill to medium. Add the chicken skin side down and cook, turning once until the marinade forms a crust on the outside, about 8 minutes. Cover the grill and continue cooking until cooked through, about 40 minutes. If you haven't already, drain the beans, and then in a large saucepan, place the beans, cover the beans with water, and season liberally with salt, and bring to a boil. Reduce to simmer and cook, stirring until tender, about 40 minutes. Drain the beans in a colander, and return the pan to medium heat. Heat the oil in the pan, and then stir in the garlic.
and scallions and cook, stirring until softened, about 3 minutes. Return the beans to the pan and add the coconut milk and bring it to a simmer. Cook the beans, stirring until the coconut milk is reduced and thickened, about 8 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile, rinse the rice in a sieve under cold water until the water runs clear and then drain. Add the rice and 2 cups of water and bring to a simmer. Add the chili pepper, cover the pan and reduce the heat to low and cook undisturbed until the rice is tender, about 20 minutes. Add the sifted flour to a bowl and add the cornmeal, salt, sugar, and baking powder. Whisk together. Combine the water with the vanilla. Add a small amount of the water to the mixture and work the water into the mixture with your fingertips. Keep adding small amounts of water to the mixture, and when half the cup has been added, the mixture should resemble breadcrumbs. Keep adding bits of the water until the mixture becomes a firm dough which is only slightly sticky. You should not need to add the whole cup of water. If the mixture gets too sticky to work with, add more flour. Cover the mixture and leave to stand for half an hour. When time is up, divide the mixture into 8 portions. Knead the portions and roll into small sausage shapes with tapered ends. Dust each festival with a mixture of flour and cornmeal and pour enough oil into a skillet to reach about 1 inch deep. Heat the oil over medium-high heat until shimmering but not smoking. Carefully slide a few of the dumplings into the oil and fry, turning as necessary until golden brown on each side, adjusting the heat if necessary, about 8 minutes total. Transfer the paper towels to drain and serve hot. Uncover the rice and season with salt and pepper before serving. Make ramekin mounds of the rice and beans. Plate the chicken. And plate servings of the festivals alongside.
How did all that turn out? Well, first of all, let's take a look at that chicken. Okay, I have to admit I kind of goofed here on one thing. I really should have listened to my first thought and gotten a whole chicken and cut it up and did it skin on, because the skin is really very important to getting the crust on the jerk seasoning. So since I didn't have the skin on, that was a little bit of a minus. Also, I'm not really that great at grilling and I wasn't really monitoring it, so some of the pieces went a little bit longer than they should have. Still, they were really, really delicious. That jerk seasoning was out of this world. Some of them were just perfectly cooked. So I'm really happy for that. I'm gonna give the jerk chicken 4 out of 5 globes. It probably would be a 5 if I had more experience on the grilling side of things. But it was really, really good. Next, the coconut rice with red beans. This time I had a slightly different recipe. It came out rather well. It was cooked long enough, so it was really, really tasty. I did, however, stupidly forget to season it again at the end, which I really should have done. So I'm gonna give the coconut rice with red beans 4 out of 5 globes. I really do need to remember to do those things at the end though. Bad me. But lastly, those festivals. Those are really delicious. I cooked them for the right amount of time. I kept the first batch warm in the oven while the other ones cooked. They were really tasty, they were chewy, and they was really very, very filling. So I really quite enjoyed the festivals. I'm gonna give those 4 out of 5 globes as well. So thank you, Jamaica, for 3 wonderful dishes tonight. And remember, if you stick around longer, you can find out more about where to get those recipes. Until then, tune in next time when we head all the way over to Asia and try to narrow down one of those big cuisine countries down to one night and have the food of Japan. It's gonna be good. See you then. And remember, if you'd like to see our streams live when they happen every Tuesday night, be sure to follow us on Periscope or Facebook Live. Like and subscribe to be advised when these videos are posted. Remember, links to the original recipes can always be found in the About section. And if you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food that we're cooking, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching and happy eating!